think all Animal Crossing fans right now are waiting patiently, or not very patiently, on details of the new Animal Crossing game. And while we're waiting, I would like to put it out in the universe what I want from this next game. I'm really excited for Animal Crossing New Horizons, but with the lack of details that we're getting, I'm starting to get just a little uneasy, a little uncertain about what's actually going to be in the game. I'm hoping it's not going to be like a Super Mario Party situation where it's just kind of like a bare bones game that looks good and plays okay, but there's just not really a lot there. And I've kind of got a feeling that we might be heading towards that, but I hope I'm wrong. So I'm going to try and stay positive, and I am going to tell you a few things that I hope are in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So we know there's only going to be one base island for each Switch console, but I'm hoping there's going to be other locations to visit other than your friends' islands. I'm pretty confident this is going to happen because in previous Animal Crossing titles, you can go to a separate island as opposed from your village. Maybe we can go to a separate area or a separate town where there's like a recreation zone. You can play games, maybe exclusive shops to buy rare items, or maybe even a dream case scenario where you can have a second house or some other secondary location and you can customize this area. That would be awesome. Most people know in Animal Crossing, usually with your house, you have a debt that you have to pay off. And I'm almost certain that this is going to return as well, but I'm hoping it's going to be a little more robust. Maybe we can have, more end game, for lack of a better term, end game house expansions that take a long time to pay off. Might make it feel a little more valuable to get to that point in the game. Maybe you could have some impressive structures that contribute to your house. I can't really think of anything in particular, but I can only imagine a bunker underneath your house, or like an expanded basement, just something bigger that you could maybe have a versatile space to do something with. And maybe the debt will be probably no one has ever wished for this before, but hopefully the debt will be extremely high, so it takes a long time to pay off. I've got my fingers crossed for potentially upgrading buildings or businesses around your island. When you first start off, you're obviously not going to have anything around the island other than your own space. But as you upgrade your house, I'm hoping it's going to be a key gameplay loop where you have to consider upgrading shops or other places. It'd be interesting to have to choose between your house or maybe upgrading that shop so you can purchase something or get some rarer items from that shop. And if you do this with multiple shops and you kind of have that option to upgrade, your favorite shop, or you could rotate, it might take, a little bit of the gameplay loop of paying off your debt and getting a new debt. If we could spread that out to shops, that might be a fun thing to do as well. This is definitely not going to be everybody's favorite thing on this list, but just the idea of a random deserted island that we vacation on, I can only imagine, hopefully, just some context of maybe a story, or it doesn't have to be an actual story because that doesn't really fit Animal Crossing, but maybe just some context clues of previous civilization, or caves, or just something to add some kind of character to this island. I know everyone's island is going to be different, so I'm not really sure how that would be implemented, but I personally would enjoy, just seeing something like, hey, we're on this island, and maybe your villagers will, randomly mention artifacts or something, just in a very minor way. The game obviously wouldn't have a story mode or anything like that, but I think it would be cool to, have some kind of mystery, something just in the back of our minds about this island. But I know I'm probably alone on that one. One of the biggest appeals of Animal Crossing are the festivals and events that kind of take place throughout the year, and I think that those are a really big, important part of the game. But in previous games, I just feel like maybe the year was a little empty. Like most days, you might have been expecting something or excited about something. So I'm hoping that there is going to be more events in this game to pad out the year and make it just a little more exciting to log on every day and check out what's going on with your island. I think with this island premise and the fact that it's a vacation island and you're obviously going to be building up this island, I think that kind of leaves a lot of room and opportunity to introduce something to the player, not every day, but hopefully just a little more than the previous games, and just get us logging back on the game a little more. But that's just something that I'm hoping for. I would be stunned if the museum didn't return. It's a kind of a staple of the Animal Crossing series where you can collect your fish, your fossils, and your insects. But I'm hoping maybe in this next game, whether it be something in your house or maybe a separate building, I'm hoping that there's going to be some way we can show off other collections of maybe clothes or furniture sets or Nintendo themed items. Just so people that are visiting our island, maybe they can interact with that and kind of see all the stuff that we've collected. I feel like collection is a big part of the game, and I think that showing off t-shirt sets or furniture sets is going to be a great way to keep a large part of the player base busy. So I want that as well. One of mine, and probably a lot of other Animal Crossing fans' favorite moments or features from a previous game was the NES games from the first Animal Crossing. And it's not that obviously that probably wouldn't find a really good place in this game because we have the NES Online. But I'm hoping that there's some kind of minigame area, or maybe we could link this back to my point of other places to visit. Maybe there's an arcade that you can go to. I think maybe my dream scenario would be, custom-made little arcade games that maybe keep track of your score, and maybe even your friends or other people that visit your village will be able to see your score, or maybe even compete with you and leave their own best score. And I think that would be really cool to kind of travel around villages, and if you're really good at one of these arcade games, you can kind of go drop a really big score and kind of leave your mark on that town. But 2 or 3, maybe even more of these, unique arcade games that you can interact with whenever you want in your town or maybe even your house. I think that would be really, really cool. All in all, I'm just kind of hoping for a good solid entry into the Animal Crossing franchise. So I think if they include a lot of the basic features from previous games, it's kind of a no-brainer, and it's kind of hard to mess this one up. But let me know if you agree with any of these wishlist items, or if I missed something that you really want, or if maybe there's a feature out there that everybody wants that I haven't said. But yeah, I'm going to go back to refreshing Nintendo's Twitter and waiting for a Nintendo Direct. Thank you.